Okay, sit yourself onto your left and come into a good cross-leg position. And then have a little wriggle about to make sure that you're feeling even at the seat bones, level at the seat bones. And so sometimes that takes a little while to really establish. So just spend a moment just holding onto your knees, lift up into the chest. Elevate the heart area upwards. Thank you. I forgot to switch my microphone on. Just feel that you are sitting evenly and that there is balance at the seat bones. Just look down at something on the floor, keeping your eyes open initially. Just look at something that doesn't move so that the eyes remain still in the sockets. Bring your hands into Namaste. Press the palms firmly together. Lengthen from your armpits into your elbows, keeping your eyes still in the sockets. Observing the relative quietness that comes from stilling the eyes. Take a deep inhalation, and then with an exhalation allow your eyes to close. Draw the eyeballs down to look into the chest cavity, but keeping the head lifted. So look down into the chest cavity with the eyeballs. Keeping them still in the sockets. If it feels like you're kind of straining the muscles around your eyes, then you're looking too deeply. So let the eyes be soft. Just keep them looking downwards. Focus on filling the lungs from the bottom to the top and emptying your lungs from the top to the bottom. Filling your lungs from the bottom to the top and emptying them from the top to the bottom. Just listening to the sound of the breath, feeling the chest rise up and open to accommodate the breath. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area, and then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area upwards, drawing the shoulders down, observing the balance of the seat bones. Take a deep inhalation, and then with the following exhalation, turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. And then come back to the center. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left, drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. Just observing the body's response to the pose, acknowledging whether there is resistance or freedom or both. So where there's resistance, sometimes we just focus entirely on the resistance without acknowledging that elsewhere in the body there is freedom. And so we learn to balance our observation, to balance our perception. Come back to the center. Come off your lift and come onto your knees, sit back on your heels, and then just allow the shins to just sink into the floor. Feel that the shins sink into the floor. Just come back up onto your knees and then get your thumb right into the back of the calf, right at the top by the knee, and then draw the calf flesh away from the back of the knee. Rolling the calf flesh out to the side as you come down. And then just observe how perhaps your legs kind of sandwich together more precisely. So have a little wriggle about in the hips. Just feel that on the buttock flesh, the inner heel is in contact with the same kind of area of the buttock on each side. So one isn't like kind of high up, one isn't low down. They're kind of right in the kind of edges of the buttocks. Lift up into the chest, activate the shins consciously into the floor. Press the shin bone into the shin skin so that the thighs deeply activate, so that you can extend into the spine. You can lift up into the chest and then come forwards, hinging entirely at the hips, keeping the back straight as you come forwards, keeping the head lifted as you come forwards, keeping the seat bones down on your heels if you can. Take a deep inhalation, and then if you can, bring your forehead down. If bringing the forehead down makes you lose contact with the seat bones and between the seat bones and the heels, then use a block underneath your head, or a folded blanket, or just something to give you a little extra elevation. Turn the tailbone in. Draw the sacrum spine down to the floor. Feel how the legs are perhaps more closely sandwiched together. breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Just focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. And then come up onto your knees, turn your toes under or go into dandasana if you're not doing dog down, and then come up in either dog down or dandasana. Just feel how the backs of the legs suddenly open up. So we sandwich them together. Now we can really press the fronts of the legs through to the backs of the legs, tighten the kneecaps, open the backs of the legs. So whether you're dandasana or dog down, just feel that the backs of the legs can open, press in the fronts of the legs through to the backs of the legs. Activate that corkscrew action of the legs that I've been talking about this week. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards so that you feel the backs of the thighs broaden outwards, and then like a corkscrew down to the legs, rotate the shins inwards, rotate the backs of the calves outwards. So it's got this corkscrew action. It gives you space in your hips. Extend from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, into the wrists, into the palms, into the hands, into the fingertips. And then step the feet forwards, come up into a standing position. Have some blocks for your hands if you're protecting your back. And then come into half uttanasana like this, just using the blocks underneath your shoulders. Otherwise, we'll do full uttanasana. Align the edge of your feet with the edge of the mat. If you're doing half or full, have your hands on your hips. Activate your legs like you were doing in dog down. Turn the fronts of the legs inwards so that you can feel this corkscrew action. The front of the leg turns in, the back of the leg turns out, the front of the leg turns in, the back of the leg. So it's continually turning in this corkscrew action. So the more you activate that corkscrew, the more you can lift into the spine. Hit the inner knees away from each other at the same time as corkscrewing the legs so that the insteps lift. Lift the inner knees up towards the groin. Lift up into the chest. If you've got a bad back and you're doing half uttanasana, you can come forwards with the hands on your hips. Otherwise, raise your arms up, lengthen up to the sky. Opening the chest. This is a really good pose for positive thinking. Just opening the chest, raising the arms up in advisable. Try not to disturb the action of the legs. Bring the thumb into the crease of the opposite elbow and then wrap your fingers around the outsides of the elbows. And then keep your arms lifted, keep your head lifted, keep your back straight. As you hinge at the hips, keep the head lifted, keep the arms lifted. So don't try and bring the arms down to the floor first. Come forwards and then hang down. So you're using half uttanasana if you've got any problems with your back. Keep those legs corkscrewing. Keep the fronts of the legs hitting through to the backs of the legs to bring the weight into your heels. Keep the inner knees hitting away from each other lifting those inner knees up towards the ceiling to activate the insteps. Feel that the legs are working with evenness, levelness of action. So just observe. Do both legs feel like they're working evenly? Chances are they probably don't, so just determine which is the dominant leg and get the less dominant leg to match the action of that leg. It can take a little bit of working out. So spend the time just to observe and activate. And then release your hands down to the floor, or if you can't reach the floor, bring your hands onto your shins. Just come into half uttanasana for a moment, projecting the chest away, keeping the legs really firmly activated. And then bring your hands into your hips and then come up into a standing position, bending your knees on the way up if you need to. Bring your blocks out of the way and then come into tadasana. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards the chest, and then step or jump your feet apart. Turn your left toes in, your right leg and foot all the way out, and then come down into trikonasana. So in trikonasana we turn the legs in the opposite direction, but we activate the legs in the same way, the corkscrew action, but it's from the front of the thigh, from the inside out, rather than the other way around. Reach up into the top hand. Suck your energy from your feet into the shins, into the thighs, into the hips, and then into the spine, into the arms, into the neck, into the head. So remember, if there's discomfort in your hips, you can use a chair for your hand, or you can move the front foot forwards in relation to the back foot. Breathe even and deep inhalations. And then with an exhalation, come up to the center. Swap the feet around, turn the right toes in and the left leg and foot all the way out. And then reach over to the side. Listen to the breath. And then come back up to the center, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump, feet back together, come back into tadasana. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Stretch your arms out in front, turn the palms down to face the floor, and then have the right hand lower than the left hand. Keeping the legs firmly activated, and then swing the arms either side, swing the arms across, and then so that the right hand is on the bottom, and then reach behind you and see if you can get hold of your shoulders. So you reach behind and try and creep the hands behind you, so that you're almost prizing the shoulder blades apart. So at this stage, your bottom elbow hopefully has overshot the top elbow, and vice versa. So we can do the arms of garudhasana to start off with. Sounds like a book, doesn't it? The arms of garudhasana. So keep the top elbow where it is, and then raise the hand of the other elbow. Lock in the other elbow in the crease of the right hand. And then straighten out that right hand. Turn the palm up to face the ceiling, and then try and bring the palms to face each other. So garudhasana arms. Lengthening the elbows away from the body, forearms away from the face, and then lengthening up into the fingertips. So we don't just let the arms rest in the chest, we're shooting the arms up to the ceiling. Keeping the forearms away from the face. Prizing open the shoulder blades, lifting the chest. Just for the moment, keeping the legs firmly in Tadasana. Pushing the hands together. So not everyone can bring their palms together like I can't. I can just get my fingers onto the palms. If you can't reach at all, you can just hold onto the thumb, or you can even wrap a belt around the thumb and use that instead. And hold onto that. Okay, and then gently release. Stretch the arms down. Just be in Tadasana, just feeling the warming action of the shoulders. Stretch your arms forward, turn the palms to face the floor, have the left arm lower this time, and then I think that's the same as last time. Swap, just do I think I might have got my lefts and rights wrong last time. Just do whatever you did the opposite way round this time. So stretch it. No, it was right. Yes. Left underneath right. Sorry, I confused myself there. Have the left hand underneath the right hand, swing the arms across, and then, yeah, that's definitely the other way around. Reach behind your shoulders. And again, just try and prise the shoulder blades apart a little. Try and creep the hands towards the center of the shoulder blades. And then bring the bottom arm up, keeping the other elbow locked in the crease of the lifted hand. Crease of the elbow, the lifted hand. Stretch out with that top arm, turn the palms until you can bring the hands together, palms together if possible. And then lengthen your elbows from your shoulders into your elbows. Draw the forearms away from your face and stretch the fingers up to the ceiling. Just breathe even, deep inhalations and exhalations, listening to the breath. Gently release, just feeling the openness of the shoulders. Does that feel all right for you, Andrew? Does that feel okay? Yeah, good. Okay, so the next stage is doing the legs, and sometimes you might need somewhere to lean against, because it's a balance, but you might want to kind of have somewhere just to help you to balance initially. So maybe a post, or you might not need it at all. So you bend your knees And then the standing leg is going to stay bent. So you bend your knees and then you lift your right knee up to the ceiling, towards the ceiling, and then see if you can give it a little kiss. That's not part of the pose, it's just a bit of fun. Oh, you're right there, Andrew. Just make sure you got something, maybe lifting that too. That was too high. Okay, so just bend that, keep that standing leg bent, and then get hold of the right knee with the left hand, and then from the crease of your shorts, swing yourself across, swing that knee across, and then try and hook the foot behind the leg. Now, I can't do this very well, but you might be able to hook that foot right behind, but I can just about get it there. And then the top arm, so swing the arms across, the right arm on the bottom, and then do the arms. So I lose my foot a little, but push the palms firmly together, lengthen the hands up to the ceiling. The more you push the hands together, the easier it becomes to stay. Okay, and then uncoil. And then feel that openness in the shoulders, the openness in the hips. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Garudhasana. Pretty intense, isn't it? But a good pose. Just get your breath back. Just listen to the breath. And then bend your knees. We'll do the other side. So this time, Andrew, don't worry about kissing your knee. It's not really part of the pose anyway. It's just a bit of fun. So bring the knee as high as you can. And then sweep across. Try and get that knee to cross over. And then try and get that foot to hide behind the thigh. So the top leg is the left arm, left leg. So the left arm comes across underneath the right arm, and then we swing the arms up, lifting up, reach into the ceiling. So even though the standing leg stays bent, we're still reaching up towards the ceiling, lifting up towards the ceiling. Okay, and then gently release, and then find that openness of the hips, of the shoulders. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then bring the feet hip width apart, turn your toes in, raise your arms, hook the thumbs into the crease of the elbows, wrap your fingers around your elbows. If you've got a bad back, then only come halfway, bringing your elbows onto the back of a chair or the top of the table. Otherwise, come forwards, hinging at the hips, stop at halfway if you've got a bad back, or come down and then hang down. Just allow the top of the body to hang down to the floor. And then release your hands down to the floor. So Andrew, come up into a standing position and go into setubandha. Otherwise, you can walk your hands forward and come into dog down. So whichever you're doing, Adho Mukha Svanasana or setubandha. Observe how the body feels different, the lightness in the hips and in the shoulders. So we don't do garudhasana that often, do we? But it's a really good pose. It really helps to release your energy. Just activating your legs in dog down in the way that you did at the beginning, just corkscrewing, pushing the fronts of the legs through to the backs of the legs. Whichever pose you're doing, just focus on your breath. Okay, come down onto your knees, sit back on your heels. Just observe your energy. Listen to the sound of the breath as it enters and as it exits. And then just sit back on your hips, sit down directly onto the floor, get a belt where you can reach it, have a couple of blocks where you can reach them, have a folded blanket where you can reach it. You might not need everything I just listed, but it's always handy to have those things nearby. Just roll over and move the buttock flesh out to the side. Stretch the legs away. Lift up into the chest, and then have your hands at the sides of the hips. So activate your dog down legs, pressing the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs, rotating them inwards, lifting up into the chest. If you struggle to lift the spine, to kind of plug in the lumbar spine, then sit on folded blanket or on a block. But I'd like everyone to try sitting on a folded blanket. So just have the blanket where you can reach it, just lift up into the chest and reach up towards the ceiling with the chest. And then relax. And then just move out of the way, sit on the folded blanket and then stretch your legs away. Try not to get the backs of your thighs stuck on the blanket. So it's just a little lift, isn't it? But is there a difference in how you can lift up into the chest? So there's nearly always a subtle difference. And that subtle difference can make a big change to the pose. Raise your arms up, stretch up to the ceiling, and we don't stay with your arms in the air for too long. Spread the fingers, spread the palms, reach up to the ceiling, lifting up into the fingertips. So stay here if you've got a bad back. If you don't, then reactivate the legs, press the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs, keep the head lifted, keep the chest lifted, come forwards as though you're doing uttanasana. Come forwards, really activating those legs, keep reaching forwards, try and reach beyond your feet. and then get hold of the outside edge of the feet. If you can't, then just use the belt around your feet. So lift. So once you've got hold of the feet, sometimes people put the thumbs on the tops of the feet, but that's a bit of a full stop. Take the thumbs around with the fingers. Have the big toes touching, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, stamping the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs, lifting up into the chest. So if you've got the belt, then just bit by bit, just inch yourself closer to the feet. If you've got hold of your feet, then maybe see if you can bend your elbows out to the side, coming forwards, but all the time with a lifted chest, with a lifted head. Keeping those legs really firmly in Tadasana. Maybe you can reach around your feet. Don't try and drop your head too soon. As soon as you start to drop your head, you lose the extension. So keep the head lifted, driving the chin and the chest towards the feet. So coming into paschimottanasana. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Bending the elbows out to the sides, but just working at whichever level feels right for you. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then gently release, come back to the center. Just feel that feeling of release, of calmness that comes from releasing from a forward bend. And then just bring your legs into cross legs for a moment. Just stay sitting on the lift. So maybe if you didn't notice a particular lift from sitting on the folded blanket, maybe you notice that you could come forwards a little further than you might normally. So that subtle action of sitting on the folded blanket makes all the difference. Or if you haven't got a folded blanket, just a cushion, just lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area up to the ceiling. And then just very gently just release the legs out in front. So just come off the lift, but go onto a bigger lift. So sit yourself onto a couple of blocks. Not everyone needs the blocks, but let's just start from the blocks. You can always kind of decide on the other side that you don't need them, but I think for most of us we probably will. So just make sure that there's a kind of enough of a base. If it doesn't feel secure enough, then you could always put the blanket on top and then sit on there. I think the higher the better for this. So we're going to do marychyasana 1. So just lift up into the chest, stretching the legs away, really working into those legs. So for this, you might need a belt. So just tuck the belt into the back of your shorts so that you can reach it when you need it there in a second. And then come back into dandasana. And then bend up the left leg. Bring the foot as close to the thigh as you can. This is when sitting high really helps. So if you're sitting high enough, then the hips won't kind of go out of position too much. So this bent leg hip will always want to go higher than the other hip. So hold on to the shin and try and re-establish the hips into the floor. Lift up into the chest, lifting the abdomen up to the diaphragm, up to the collarbone. And then reach up with the left arm. Come forwards, reaching forwards. Let that knee fall out to the side so that you're bringing your lower ribs beyond the knee. Come forwards, come forwards, come forwards. Keep reaching forwards beyond the foot. You're trying to bring your armpit lower than your knee. So let that knee fall out. And then draw the knee in towards the side of the body. Turn the palm all the way out. And then wrap your arm around the outside of the leg. Bring the palm to the hip as much as you can. Then reach behind you and then see, can you get hold? If you can't take hold, then get the belt and throw that around. So at first, lift up into the chest. Look forwards, keep the head lifted, look forwards, and then drive forwards as it's a forward bend. So marychyasana 1 as a forward bend. Lift up into the chest. And then lift the chest up, but keep the chest lifted, and then turn to the right side. Keep that straight leg really firm, really activated. Listen to the breath. Breathing even, deep inhalations and exhalations. Okay. And then very gently release. And then straighten out the leg. And then come back to the centre. Oh, I thought the cat was trying to get in. So quite an intense twist, isn't it? Quite a good binding action. So the arms and the shoulders and the chest should feel really full of good energy. Bend up the right leg. Bring the foot as close to the blocks that you're sitting on as you can. Hold onto the knee and lift up into the chest, really activating the other leg in Tadasana, the turn of the thigh from the outside to the inside, the back of the thigh rotating, that corkscrew action. Start by lifting the abdomen up to the diaphragm, up to the chest. And then reach up with the right arm. Let that right knee come out to the side and then reach forwards. Let that knee come out to the side. Reach beyond the foot if you possibly can. And then draw the knee in towards the chest. We're trying to get the armpit lower than the knee, and then turn the palms, sweep that arm around the back. And this side, for me, I can't really reach. So I've got my belt, and then I'm just going to throw it around, get hold with the other hand. And then once you've got hold, then lift up into the chest. Lift the head, lift the chest, look forward. Keep that bent leg flat on the floor. Keep that straight leg really firmly in Tadasana. Lengthening forwards, coming forwards as a forward bend. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just feel how you're massaging the organs. And then come back up, lift the chest. Keep the arms connected either with the hands or with the belt, and then turn to the left. Breathing even, deep inhalations and exhalations. Marychyasana 1. It really warms you up, doesn't it? Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Keeping the heel of the bent leg down. And then gently release. Just feel the release of letting go of the pose. And then lift up into the chest. Stamping the legs into the floor, lifting up into the chest, feeling all of that energy of the chest, of the arms and of the head and of the legs. Okay, good. And then we're going to go into setubandha. If you're not doing an inversion, then go into setubandha. So setubandha, laying on your back with your feet close to you and the knees apart, so like this. So you can do setubandha if you're not doing an inversion. Otherwise, pull the feet close to the seat bones. Have a block where you can reach it. Press the feet into the floor and then turn the tailbone in, lifting the tailbone off the floor. Keep lifting the seat bones as high as they'll go, but at some stage you'll get stuck. So gather the shoulder blades together, come right up onto the tops of the shoulders, and then place the brick into the sacrum, tailbone region, and then hold onto the edges of the mat. Turn the crease of the elbows out to face the sides of the room. Broaden the collarbone. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. So you can either stay with bent knees like this, or you can stretch one leg along the mat. Just see how that feels, and straighten the leg and see how that feels for your back. Bring that leg back, stretch the other leg, slide in the heel along the mat. See how that feels in your back. If it feels okay, then you can slide both heels along the mat, keeping in contact with the mat as you stretch out the legs. Sometimes in this pose you see people with their legs up in the air, but that's actually going to strain your back even more. If you need to do that, then just keep the knees bent. Have the heels on the floor. Activate the legs in Tadasana. So we've done some really bendy poses this morning. The internal organs will have had a really good massage. So they'll be functioning optimally later on. Listen to the breath. Just keep focusing on deep inhalations and exhalations. If you have straightened your legs, then bend your knees, bring the feet flat onto the floor. Just prepare yourself to just release from the pose. So you need to come up you need to lift the seat bones up off the block. That's sometimes easier said than done. So I often find it's easier if you come onto the tip toes. That gives you a little bit of extra lift. Then turn the tailbone in, lift the seat bones up and away from the block. Remove the block, adjust the shoulders as you come down, and then guide yourself down to the floor. And then pull your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side from top to bottom, just gentle massage along the spine. Maybe even get hold of the outsides of your feet and just have a little rock from side to side in happy baby. And then just roll onto your right side, sit yourself up, and then get a blanket for your head. Just guide yourself down the center of your mat. Support your head with the blanket. And then make sure you're in a really good straight line. And then allow the body to release into the floor. Let the body become heavy, unhooking the muscles of the arms and the legs. As you release the arms and the legs, allowing the body to become heavy, perhaps you observe the feeling of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones, radiating into the muscles, into the organs, into the flesh and the skin. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Using your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes, into the fingers, into the top of the head. And then when you're ready to disturb yourself, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bend your knees, bring your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just a gentle massage on the spine. And then roll over onto your right side, stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into the seated position. Come into cross legs with your hands in Namaste, just a final spinal lift. Feel that you can draw your breath in through the nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists and the inversions bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then release the backs of your hands down towards your knees. Palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb. Just a gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence and of peacefulness that you can carry with you into your day. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel really good on the inside, lots of good energy, and you can put lots of good positive energy into your day.